thank you for coming on JPAD Tune In 45 seconds, as I've given everyone else that's come on board, can you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
Oh, 45 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
My name is Jason Tiede. I'm an international choreographer. I'm a two-time two-time world finalist. Hopefully, having a team become a champion sooner or later. I started cheerleading late. I started when I was 15. I started coaching when I was 17 and have been coaching since then. So I travel all over doing choreography or helping programs grow. The biggest thing I love doing is helping programs grow to a larger size. So that's what I do.
Awesome. So you started like quite late on then? Like if it was...
Yeah, I started really late. I didn't start cheerleading. I started at my high school at my sophomore year. So that was at 15. And I didn't start all-star until 16. But I fell in love immediately and became a gym rat. And within 2 years, got a double and was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. So
Haven't looked back since. Haven't looked back.
Yeah.
So like what, obviously cheerleading's a lot bigger, isn't it, in America than it is the UK. So I would say like, did you know about cheerleading? But I mean, that'd be a stupid question, but like what made you go from like not doing it to then you hit 15 and you're like, right, I'm going to go for it?
This is actually a really crazy story. So All-Star Cheerleading was, I graduated in 04. So this would have been around 2001, 2002. And All-Star Cheerleading had just came into our state. So All-Star Cheerleading was still very new. There was probably only maybe 20 teams in the entire country at this point. So I randomly started high school. I ran track, did basketball, did all the normal sports, and I loved them. And then one day I was like, God, I really would like to learn how to flip. And I was riding my bike home, and I was like, you know what? What if you just tried and went to tryouts? Like, this could be your like life. Like to be a 15-year-old and sit there and be like, this could be your life moment. I was like, maybe I should be listening to this. And I turned around and went to tryouts. And from there, I went to a very small city. And so they put me in the mascot uniform. And then I started they finally let me become a cheerleader. And then from there, I found out what All-Star Cheerleading was. And then my gracious family drove me 2.5 hours one way to practice 3 times a week so I could start my cheer career. It was crazy.
Blimey, 2.5 hours, did you just say?
Yeah.
Jesus. Like,
They did that for...
I bet you were shattered, weren't you?
I mean, I couldn't even get my license because I was traveling so much, so I couldn't even go to the classes. So here in America, if you turn 18, you just can go take the test. You don't have to take the actual classes. So I was like, I'll just wait until then. That's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. It's only a couple of years.
Yeah, we did that for about 2 years. And then my senior year in high school, my family moved closer to the gym. So I was only 15 minutes from the gym, but my whole family uprooted to move for it. So it was pretty amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant. You could have a lay-in then.
Yeah.
They could as well. Brilliant. So what have you look, so obviously you started then and you said that you were, did you say you were finalists?
Yep, I was 2-time world finalist. Yes.
Oh, was that with the All-Star gym?
Yep, that was with the All-Star gym.
Of course. What gym was it that you were with?
It was Elite Cheer Michigan.
Ah.
Yeah, they have all red uniforms. We were in the what were we then? I believe we were in the international co-ed division, but I don't know if it was called that back then, because they change everything every year. But I believe it was the international. I remember it was being one of the biggest years that we've had the most different countries. We had like 34 different countries in that division. And it was 2000, oh God, I'm going to say 2006 or 2007. So it was Worlds had just been around for maybe 5 years. So it was amazing to have that many different countries because no one knew what cheerleading really was still then. So all these countries are showing up thinking they knew what all-star cheerleading was, and it was completely different, but it was so cool because it was so organic. And obviously over the years it's changed and it's morphed into what it is now, but it was
Yeah.
really cool to be a part of that whole experience.
Oh, I can imagine it was. And like seeing it obviously grow from what it was to what it is now, like, do you look at it and go, oh my God, there's still so much more to be, like, more to grow on it?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty
That didn't
amazing to
really make
watch.
sense, did it?
No, I got you though. Like watching the industry grow from literally the beginnings of it. Because when I started, there wasn't. We have the USASF here, which is our federation. That didn't exist when I started. We didn't have levels. That didn't exist. It was novice, intermediate, and advanced. We had 3 levels. So novice was level 1. Intermediate was level 2. I had, a pee-wee team, that was their name. So
Yeah.
minis, they could do double downs. So I had minis doing double downs back then. And then they realized maybe this isn't the safest thing for children. Let's get some levels. So watching it grow from that, world's getting bigger and bigger every year. Them inventing this whole US finals and summit situation, which was one of the coolest things ever for the lower levels, which people were asking for years. It's just makes me happy because when I started it, people used to say, this is something fun. This can't be a career. It's not big enough. And then as I was staying a part of it, I was like, oh my God, now I have a job. Now this is a career. Now it's like other countries. Now other countries are winning. And now I was like, now it's going to be something even bigger because like the more people that are into it, the bigger that we can get. So
This is it. And like you said, people, they do just look at it as a sport, don't they? And not, it is a career essentially, isn't it, for yourself and like other coaches out there,
yeah,
really,
for like
isn't it?
yeah, for I mean, very lucky few of us that are lucky enough to like really invest their entire lives into all-star cheerleading, either program directors or coaches that have been coaching for 20 plus years. Like they really were like, I love this sport for the right reasons. And the right reasons is not winning. The right reasons is literally changing kids' lives through cheerleading. And cheerleading's the perk, and that's fun. And that we get to do all this crazy stuff and be like, yeah, you're 9. You're gonna learn a full today. And you'll be like, okay, this 9-year-old has a full now, so that makes me excited for the industry. Yeah.
That's awesome. Like, because obviously you've been doing choreography, haven't you, for so long? Like, how many years did you
Mm-hmm.
say you've been doing it now?
So I started coaching when I was 16, 17, and I'm 35 now.
Oh,
So I've
you
been
don't look a day over 21, mate.
beautiful. Thank you. The ring light and everything is working. It's doing its job then.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Right. But I started my choreography company because I was a head coach and program director forever. So I didn't start my choreography company until probably 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago. I did choreography, but I just did my own teams and then
Yeah.
maybe, a few around the area, but not to like really pursue it. And I mean, I'm so glad I did because it totally changed my life.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Like, so where have you been able to go with that? Because obviously I've seen you over here a few times, like around a few of the gyms, haven't you? But like,
Yes.
where's it taken you in the world other than obviously the UK?
Well, I mean, the UK for cheerleading is the only place I've been other than every single state in America. Literally every random state that I thought I would never travel to, I've been to coach that team. And you go to these small towns, you're like, what's here? And then all of a sudden you walk in and they have this beautiful giant gym in the middle of nowhere. And you're like, okay, let's go. Let's do
Yeah,
this. One of my dreams when I started choreography was I always, my family, none of my family has ever been out of the country. So my biggest thing was I want to have my career. I want to become international. I want to, do this thing. And literally one day I randomly sent a cold email to Tez and they were doing their coaches conference. And I was like, hey, I was just wondering if you're, at this point I would have done it for free. I probably would have even paid for my flight to go there. Like at this point, because I was like, I just want to be able to say that I did it. And we hit it off. I mean, the BCA people are the most amazing people out there. And they had me over and from there, everything changed because then I got into the market and started meeting these amazing people. And that's when I fell in love with the UK cheerleading, because it reminds me of when I started, and I was like, oh, there's so much love and so much passion over here. And everyone just wants cheerleading everywhere. And I'm like, I need to be here. I need to just make sure that I keep coming back here. So just the UK right now. So, but yeah.
So hold on. The conference, was that the first time you'd been out of the country then?
Other than Mexico, like 6 months prior, yes.
Okay, the other side of the pond then, let's say.
Oh yeah, first time ever.
Yeah. Oh wow. Because that was actually the first time that I seen you, and obviously seen what you were doing. I watched all your workshops and that, and I was photographing behind the scenes kind of thing. And it was like the stuff you were teaching, and that everyone was engaged, and it was very educational. I mean, at that point, I was very new to cheer myself. I mean, we'd only been photographing the BCA for about a year.
Okay.
And so yeah, that we'd done a full season, and then obviously the conference was at the end of it, and I was walking into your room, and everyone was just glued to you. They're just like, oh my God. And then I was like, you had you put the girls from Cheer Force 10 like through their paces, didn't you?
I did.
All merched up in JMT t-shirts. And
well, I went in going, I mean, I okayed everything, but I went in going like, this is my one shot. This is like, if I'm going to, make them remember who I am, I'm bringing all my best material. I'm bringing exactly what I wish I knew when I was teaching a kid how to do a back handspring, things that I took 10 years to realize, oh, if I just look at her hip and her knee when she sat, then it would be way easier. And I didn't focus on the whole back handspring. So just giving everyone, that was the biggest thing. I was like, this is my one chance. So I'm giving you everything that I would want to hear. And I'm going to give every free gift. I'm going to give everything possible why I'm here. So, I mean, it worked out. So that was
it was a very memorable experience for you.
Oh, yes, it was. First time meeting everyone for the first time. Everyone was so nice. It was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, they are a lovely bunch, aren't they, over here?
They are. They're so much fun.
Like, so what when you go into a gym then, what is it that you help like the coaches with? Obviously choreographing a routine, isn't it? But like, if we got down into details, what is it that you're looking to help them with?
The biggest thing I like to bring to a cheer gym when either I'm working there, I mean, I've worked at gyms for like a month, or I've like stepped into new gyms. The gym that I work at right now is called Intensity Elite Cheer. And when I started there, they had, I believe, 3 teams, maybe 4 teams. And they had about 5
Sorry, we won't
mats.
quote you. We won't quote you. It's fine.
Well, I know that they'll call me out instantly. So I just started doing their tumbling. I was working at a prior gym at that point, and they were a cheer dance program, and they had 5 hard mats at that point. And then I started working with them, and then I became the program director. And the biggest thing I like to bring to a cheer gym is, what are we doing here? What type of culture are we trying to teach these kids? Because at the end of the day, they're paying for a service. We have cheer gyms. I mean, not any that much after coronavirus, but we have a cheer gym within, you can drive 10 minutes this way, there's a cheer gym. You can drive a half hour this way, there's a cheer gym here in my area. So we're all teaching cheer, right? And what else are you bringing? Because if you're a gym that's going to say, I'm winning everything, well, if you lose once, what type of gym are you? But if I'm a gym sitting here saying, I'm raising these athletes to be great adults, I'm here with this family-oriented program, this is what we offer, this is how, blah, 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 that type of situation. That's what I'm bringing and trying to teach the staff, and what I'm trying to teach the owners is that, what type of program are you trying to be here? Are you trying to be a winning program, which works? And I'm not hating on that, but you have to win every single time. Yeah. Or are you trying to grow a huge program and do fun things and still win? What type of program are you trying to be? So that's what I do when I help programs.
That is great. great to like look at it in that way, isn't it? Because yeah, there are the ones out there that will just want to go and win.
Hmm.
And they're the other ones that are like, it's the taking part. It's
Right.
if you win, brilliant. But like it's sort of like that family connection, isn't it? Like we're a family rather than just a competitive side.
Correct. And I mean, not everyone wants that competitive side, because that competitive side comes with, certain falls. You can replace very quickly. You can, you could, it's definitely different training usually, but sometimes not. I mean, I feel like I'm as hard as I am, but there's a fine definition that my kids know it's always coming from love. Like they
Yeah.
never are like scared of me when I get on them, or that type of like fear with my coaching style. I mean, I scream and I yell and I like, they know, but they know as soon as that time hits, we're good. Practice is
Yeah.
over. Everything's fine.
But I suppose that comes with a connection that you build with your gym, isn't it? And
Hmm.
it's like it with everyone, like all the gyms, they love their coaches and they know when they've either stepped out of line or done something wrong, and then they can appreciate the good times as well. And that's
Right. And that's building that culture and that relationship within your program.
yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
That's it. So obviously during this time it's been a bit rubbish, hasn't it? But it's
Yes.
I don't like what's the like because we've literally been shut down
I
since
know.
last March. I mean, has it been like that for you guys over there?
So we were finishing our season up. Obviously, we missed UCA was happening. So UCA was the weekend that it closed. My cheerleaders had a couple of comps left. We obviously canceled the whole season. So then in June, we were allowed to open up, but only for individuals. So that's when people started doing tryouts. That's when we started doing our tryouts individually. So we had teams made, and then we kind of went virtual. So we did a lot of jump drills and that stuff, which I mean, you all know very well because you've been doing it for a year.
Yeah.
Um, and then and then you had the some gyms that don't believe that this is really a thing, and they started opening up. My gym did not. We didn't open up until I want to say, I think it was September. I think it was September we opened up. We opened up for September and October. That was when we were lifted. We did full team choreography as fast as possible, and we couldn't stunt. That was the biggest thing. So we did team choreography. They learned what type of stunt they were doing, and then we got shut down again. And then in January we got opened back up. We were allowed to start stunting. So we started stunting in January, and my team had our first comp 3 weeks ago.
I was going to say, was that the picture you posted on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I did. Not, I've not been stalking you, I promise. No, I did see like it was in your stories. I think you were like, "Oh my god, first comp and all that." But
In person, parents were allowed to watch. I mean, it was I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Kalahari, but it's like a big like water park safari type of hotel situation, and it has a convention center. And it was their first event that they've ran, and the health department was there the whole time because it was the first event, and it ran amazingly. I mean, the traffic, there was like you only could walk in one direction, and they had someone within, no joke, within 10 feet, a worker was yelling at someone to do something, and it ran great. And then we have one more comp next weekend, and they're not allowing any spectators, just athletes. Um, but I mean, it's just crazy, the whole thing, because like
was
my gym.
it is crazy, isn't it? Like obviously was there really a difference? Obviously there would be, but were you just did you not even think about it? You were glad to be back at comp?
Our first comp going back, and I prepped my kids for it, was that a lot of the teams that we competed against were from different states, not from Michigan. And
Mm.
Michigan was locked down a lot more aggressively than our neighboring states. So they had been stunting from last year. So my kids had only been stunting for maybe 8 weeks, 7 weeks. So we knew going in, we're not going to look as great as them. We're going to try our best to be as great as them. And our job was to try to hit 0 deductions and just have fun, because it was our first time being on the floor. It could be the only time we're getting on the floor. We don't know. So just go out and have a good time. So all my kids came off the mat great. I mean, did we place great? No, we did not place great. But I mean, that's not the point of why we were there or why the kids were there. But yeah, the first place would have been great, but I mean, a year of not doing anything, it was nice to be on the floor.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah. Well, like you said before, wasn't it? It all comes down to what are you doing here?
Right.
And it's knowing the what are you doing here. And yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to place first, but you were at comp
Right.
day.
Right.
Like, that's the best thing
If I
about.
had 4 more months to stunt, I probably would
Well,
have.
yeah,
But
it's
I
it.
only,
That's
right.
it. Like, you can practice makes perfect and all that sort of jazz, isn't it? But
Right. Right.
it's no, I mean, we can't. Like, I keep saying we as if I cheer myself. I don't. I
You're
just do
part
the.
of the industry. We
Yeah,
as the industry.
we as the industry. Yeah, we'll say it like that. But like, to be fair though, there wasn't really much difference. Obviously, you got opened up in January. That's probably the difference there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, when was it? October, the gyms were allowed to go back over here, and then they got shut down end of November.
Yeah, so
But
we were
then
around
they
the
were
same
allowed
time
to
for that.
stunt. They were allowed to stunt for about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's probably the only difference, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was doing a lot of virtuals with, or not a lot. I did a couple with Cheer Force 10,
Mm.
and I was, because I was doing virtuals with my teams at that point too. So I mean, it kind of correlated till the opening in January. But I mean, that was just my state. I mean, there were states that never closed. There was, I'm sure if anyone watches the news, they know
Oh
what's
yeah.
going on over here. So we're trying our best.
Oh yes. Well, that's all you can do, isn't it?
I mean, I'm
No.
trying my best.
So like, yeah, well, yeah, our comp isn't until the first comp back for us is the end of June when we're allowed to open up again. Which again we
Yeah, because
don't
when
know.
does, so that's the end of your season is June, or will that
July.
be the big
July
July?
is normally
Okay.
the end. Yeah, and then yeah, so in June it's like a 1 day comp. I don't think at the minute they're not allowing spectators,
Okay.
but it all rides on like the restrictions that the government have in place, and then there
If
should
everything goes to
be,
plan.
yeah, if everything goes to plan, then there's 3 comps left of this season,
Okay.
and then
I mean, at least it's 3.
well, yeah, I just can't wait to get back at it. It'd be great. Bring on the
The
craziness.
bring on all the craziness and the loud music. It
Yeah.
was just, I mean, it was very separated, so it wasn't like you got to hang out with other gyms or anything, obviously.
Mm.
Um, but just to be with your kids and to be back there and just to see other families and other cheerleaders be like, oh, that's right, I've been doing this for the last 20 years every weekend
Yeah.
for every year. This is what I've been missing. Oh, this is what I've been, yearning for, instead of watching Netflix for, 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely going to be a strange one, but I can't wait.
Mhm.
Like, but for like, what have you got planned for the future? Like, what are you going to be up to when we're out of this completely?
Traveling as much as possible. So ever since I've traveled over there, I have the travel bug now. So I've been back now 3 times, and then I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to Portugal, I've been to Bali. So I'm excited to extend all those trips and to make it happen. I'm already booked for the summer for choreography. I have a few dates left open in August, but June and July are completely booked already. So that's very exciting.
Oh, wicked.
Um, and then I have my, I believe all my accounts that I had last time in the UK. So I'm like hoping to expand. I did almost a full month last time. I'm trying to do 2 full months this time. So if anyone's looking, let me know.
Like what, traveling? You want to go all over? Where have you not been in the UK so far?
Um, I really have only been back and forth, I feel like, between Telford and London, and then back up again, and then back to Birmingham. Because
Oh,
it's
so
been
you've only
like,
really explored like oh, mate, got to get you all
yeah,
over.
because the first time, thank goodness they flew us in a day early, so we actually got to see London, and
Mm.
Travis showed us around, which was the most amazing tour guide ever. And but I didn't stay any extra days afterwards. So I was at the conference. I was just at Telford. And everyone's like, "Where did you go?" And I was like, "A convention center. I went to a convention center, like I do every weekend. It was just in a different country this time. But I mean, the convention center is gorgeous, so it was totally amazing. But yeah, it was funny. I was like, I gotta like explore more next time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, you can't just go Telford and London. There's so much more to offer.
I know.
Did you find it like do you find our sense of humor a lot different or a bit, or the way we speak? Like this is quite it's quite interesting. Like some of the
I mean,
phrases that we say, are you just like, what?
yeah, of course. I mean, but what's funny is I'm goofy too. So when I don't get it, I'm always like, what? I mean, help me, please, because obviously I'm not following. And I mean, the girls at Cheer Force 10 literally would call me out all the time. They're like, we just don't understand you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, I'm trying my best over here. It
I
was
only
so
asked that
fun.
because, well, actually, you've been to oh, you need to go to Scotland. You'll
Yes.
you'll love that one. But no, I only asked because every time we've got a person from Ireland that works with us, and
Okay.
every time he talks to Travis, Travis then looks at me to translate what he said. That's the only reason I asked. But
I do remember at one point at the conference we sat down, I think they were from Scotland, and they're trying to give me all their like one-liners that they have. And they're like, can you guess what it means? I mean, out of the 10 they gave me, I think I guessed the one right. But I was like, those don't even make sense. And they're like, do you have any? And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I'm pretty sure we're just boring over here. So no, I don't think we have any ones that we that are like that.
brilliant. Well, I hope you can travel the world soon.
Me too.
Would be nice. Would be nice. I hope so too, because like I'm going. I got a sit. Well, Boris Johnson made an announcement the other week, but like he laid his roadmap out, and then like
Okay.
that whole week, that was on the Monday evening. So then from the Tuesday, my phone went crazy because everyone started getting a bit of hope, and they were like, "Oh, let's put dates in the diary." And then I suddenly got one of my partners like it's a football league and
Okay.
sorry, a soccer league. And
I got it. I got it. Picking it up.
yeah, no, so yeah, they're a football league, but they rang up and they were like, "Oh, right, we've got this date, we're gonna hold it in Spain." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like they had to cancel their season this year. I was like, "Right, let's get the season started before we go." Oh, nah, let's not bother with that. Let's just go straight to Spain. So I'm hoping so because it's like 5 days in Spain. But
Oh, perfect.
yeah, but I'm going to be absolutely shattered because either side is a cheerleading competition. And I'm like, oh, so I've got to be in the UK one weekend, in Spain during the week, and then back in the UK.
Hey, there's nothing like going back hard, right? I
Oh,
mean,
mate, go go big or go home. Yeah.
right, exactly. I mean, you'll be crawling home after that week of,
Oh
of
yeah.
work, definitely.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Oh, have you been? Were you judging before as well?
Yeah, I've judged with BCA and I
I
judged
thought
over
I'd
here
seen
too.
you. I thought I'd
Hmm.
seen. Which one was it? That was it Telford that you judged at?
Yes, of
See,
course, the
yeah, of
convention
course, yeah.
center.
You're back at Telford again, aren't you?
Yeah, it was Telford again. It was great.
Like go on.
It was amazing because I got to meet a lot of more people. Because obviously when you're a speaker, you have that kind of like speaker, student type of situation. So I felt like people were not as inclined to come and talk to me. I mean, a lot of people did, and that was great. But because I was judging with them, it was definitely a different realm because we're on the same playing field, and I got to meet a lot more people. So that was really, really cool.
Yeah, in your favorite place in the UK.
No, I never said it was my favorite place. Okay. Don't quote me on that one.
Oh, you'll have Rachel listening to this and she'll ring you up and go, what do you mean? No, it is like, so that would have been the All-Star Nationals then, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It was, yeah. But, so, sorry, I just went completely blank then.
But like, I haven't yet, so it's fine.
But like, if anybody, obviously all the coaches over here, or anybody listening to this that would be interested in having a chat with you or flying you over here so you can experience more of the UK.
Right, not just convention centers.
How would they get in touch with you?
They can reach me through my Instagram, which is JAYBird at 8512. They can reach me at my email, which is jmtchoreography@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook at JMT Choreography, and I also have a website, nycjmt.com.
That was a lot to remember there, wasn't it? Like,
well, I'm pretty sure the website's still running. I know that I've done it. I don't know if I've looked at it in a year, so hopefully it's still up, but I know it has my bio on it.
That's brilliant. Well, one more thing, one big question, which I've asked everyone that's come on, is if you could say something to motivate all those people that have been a bit like down in the dumps and get them back on their feet, ready to go back to cheer, what would it be? What would you say?
Oh, you didn't even let me prep for this question.
Sorry.
I wanted like an educational, not just.
You can slap my wrist next time you're over here.
Again, it's JMT. No, I'm just kidding. Oh God. I think the best advice I could give you is we've missed it for so long, and all the energy that you felt about missing it, now it's time to put it into the work. Use all that energy and all that feeling that you had, all the nervousness that you have, and put it into back what you love, which is cheerleading, and you're going to have so much fun. And remember to enjoy it. Enjoy every single minute of it, because now we know what it feels like to have it taken away. So have fun and do your best.
Awesome.